Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Triple S crew. It is me, as always, your boy, Sundance Kid himself, aka DJ.
It is your boy, Slick, officially Vic on Instagram. Rodriguez.
Yeah. What's up, guys? It's Space Case, aka Vince. Today we got issue 38 for you. It's Victor's week, so I'll let him let you know what we're talking about if you hadn't read what you're clicking on in the first place. Victor, what are we talking about for issue 38?
Come with us as we have quite an interesting journey through space, time, reality, and ponder the question, what if? We're going to be talking. Sorry,
You
I had
sound
to.
you
That
sound
was
just
such a
like the guy.
terrible setup.
It's fanfare. I mean, I dig it. You
I
sound
don't
just like
sound like
Jeffrey Wright.
Commissioner Gordon. I
You
don't sound
sound
like
just
Commissioner.
like Jeffrey Wright.
No, I don't. But we're talking
Oh, you mean
about
Commissioner Gordon? Oh my God, here we go
dude, he
again
is
with this
commissioned. I
shit.
can't wait to see. He has such a sultry voice in the show. I'm like, dude, it's gonna be so cool hearing him be Commissioner Gordon now. But
It
we're
is
talking
gonna be
about
cool.
yeah, it's gonna be real cool. We're talking about What If, Marvel's newest show. It's a different direction that they do, which is it's an all animated show, but still, nonetheless, it's a really good kind of watch. We're going to talk about it, give our initial like reviews, thoughts, hopes, where it's going, theories. So we're going to just dive right into the episode topic, which is Marvel's What Ifs. I do want to just ask you both just initial kind of thoughts on the show, like what you think about it. Um, we're going to keep this one pretty loose because it's still very new. There's only 3 episodes, not a lot is known about it. So I just want to get like just your first thoughts about it before we go into deep, uh, just reviewing each episode, and then eventually touch on some topics, theories for the future of the MCU. I'm going to start this off with Mr. Sundance. So, what are your thoughts on it?
Love it. Um, it's first off, the thing that made me want to watch it the most, besides it being MCU related, was the animation. I'm a sucker for cell shading animation of any kind. Like that's why I liked Paper Mario, um, and I or Mario Sunshine. Sorry, had my Mario's mixed up there. Um, Anything that's cell shaded, I just automatically dig. I don't know if it's animated like TV shows or like movies or anything like that, but I'm a sucker for it. So video games especially. Um, yeah, I mean, this just shows you that Marvel has so much more to offer besides the live action. They could do so many animated projects and they'd probably just be so immaculate because the production team for this on point. Everything from like the animation to the producing, the writing, the voice acting. There are a couple that I'm waiting for a redemption in another episode because whatever, we'll get into it. But yeah, I mean, A plus like all around, and I've only watched 3 episodes, so that should
Mm-hmm.
tell you all you need to know.
All right, perfect. Good, good, good. Mr. Vince, same question.
Yeah, I'm on board. Just like DJ, I was excited for the animation of the show. Kind of change the pace for the MCU stuff that we've been watching for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
The style of animation is really cool. I really like it. It's bright, it's colorful, it pops, it just looks really well. I have a little bit of an issue with the mouths of the characters not really lining up too well with some of the voice acting, but whatever, not a big deal. Um, Episodes 1, 2, and 3 so far. What we're going to be talking about this issue. I think they've all been really good. Some better than others, obviously. But yeah, it's been cool to see what if this happened or what if that happened, and go into those stories and get different versions of the stories that we already know. Just seeing different characters in getting kind of dissected out of their role and put into a different role that we already know, and seeing how would they portray this, how would they handle this situation, or how would the entire universe shift if they got put into this role instead. It's been really interesting to see how things play out, and I'm excited to keep going with it and see what other stories that we're gonna get in the series. So all in all, pretty good so far. Great start.
Absolutely, absolutely. Both of you, I I am completely on board with what both of you said. I skipped this. Sorry, I'm a horrible host at times. Um, just so you guys know, what we're talking about, the What If series is Marvel's pretty much jump into the multiverse in their own way with the animated show. Uh, and we're being narrated by Jeffrey Wright, which I wanted to bring that up real quick. Does anyone think that like it's amazing the casting, the voice casting alone, minus one person that we're going to talk about in a minute? The voice casting alone was really amazing. I love it. Sorry, these are my opinions on it. But I kind of want to get into the review process, and the first one was, what if Peggy Carter became the first super soldier? How'd you guys like that episode? Captain Carter. I'm gonna go with Mr. Vince because I started with DJ last.
Yeah, man. So this one, I mean, it's the first episode. I put it on, and I'm excited because I'm like, fuck yeah, new Marvel series. Let's go. Let's check this out. Plus, it's animated. I put it on. I was expecting to be sucked in right away, but it took almost the whole episode for me to be intrigued. The moment that caught my attention and pulled me in was when they introduce, and you guys need to help me out with the actual name here. I think it's the Hydra Stomper, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, cool. When the Hydra Stomper shows up and it's Steve Rogers, I thought that was freaking awesome. I thought it was really cool that Stark, puts together kind of a new sort of Iron Man Mark One in a sense, and Steve Rogers is at the helm of it, and he's kicking butt side by side Peggy Carter, which, like, I don't know, that drew me in right there. It still amazes me though, that whole episode. I wasn't really I wasn't hooked into Carter. I was still looking for Steve Rogers and what Steve Rogers doing. I feel like his story still, even though he wasn't the main character and he's not Captain America, I feel like his story overshadowed Captain Carter's. And I was more intrigued on what was going on with him the whole time.
Yeah.
So probably, in my opinion, the weakest out of the three that's out so far. But still a good episode.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good point. I completely agree with you. It sucks that the main focus was Captain Carter, but the Hydra Stomper was so much more interesting to look at too, and had so much. I thought was more of a draw point to the episode. I was like, that's kicking ass. But Mr. DJ, what are your thoughts on that first episode?
I'd probably agree with Vince just because that's how popular Steve Rogers is in the MCU. Like, we saw the first Avenger, we saw him become, Steve Rogers became Captain America. We saw that. So we're still seeing like the hints of, and they probably made it worse on themselves when they wrote it like this, where like even when he doesn't get the serum, he's still doing everything he can to be him. So that just makes you think like at Steve Rogers' core, he's a good man and he's a good soldier. Like, it doesn't matter if he's got the super soldier serum running through his veins. Like, he'll find a way to fight. And he still remained the same afterwards. Like, he was still kind of like this noble guy who like still kind of made fun of himself in a way. And like, I just thought that was really cool. Everybody coming back, like Haley Atwell as Peggy. I thought she did great. The ones that the one that really fucked me up, and this is how good their voice acting is, like in this episode, and then the other one we'll talk about. That was not Chris Evans voicing Steve Rogers, but he did such
Oh.
a good job
Mhm.
that I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like he's got like that cadence down, so it sounds just like him. It's like when I watched the trailer and I heard um, Tony Stark's voice actor, and I
Yeah.
instantly thought that was Robert Downey Jr. That's how good a job those voice actors do. Like they got to
Yeah.
study that shit
Yeah.
because I legit thought until one of you said it that like RDJ wasn't doing the voice acting for Iron Man in it. I was like, word, because that sounded just like him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, I thought the voice acting, which in animated projects you have to have that, otherwise, like the audience isn't engaged. So that kind of did it for me. The animation did it for me, but the story was kind of a little lackluster. Like Vince, I only really got like involved when it was Steve parts, and Hydra Stomper was pretty dope. Uh, I think they probably could have made a. I like the little jokes they made of like the little jokes that they were making of like the other timeline or like if it went the other way, where it was just like, oh, almost like with Bucky, it was like, oh, you almost took my arm off, like stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it was kind of a cool little dig at themselves. Like it was just a fun episode.
Mhm. I agree, and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I totally agree with that. I will say one thing that I disagree, or at least one thing that I kind of got annoyed with. The episode I agree with. It's just so it was so slow. Is that like that's what it felt like to me? I was like, this is a really
Yeah, the
slow,
pacing was super slow.
For sure.
and they had to put so much in it. So I was just like, why is this so like? Why did it felt like an hour, even though it was not even an hour? It's like what the episode's like 25, 55 minutes, right? They're
It's
not
like
like
30. It's like a
Yeah.
smooth 30, like
yeah.
clean
So
A
30,
smooth 30.
smooth 30.
and what really got me kind of worried, and like I love the man, I love the actor, and it was really awesome that for the most part, a lot of the actors from the MCU, minus I think it's like RDJ, Chris Evans, and Scarlett Johansson, they didn't come back for their roles. But I wish Sebastian Stan took voice acting lessons because when you hear him in those fucking scenes, it's not DJ. You put more emphasis in the like in his personality than he did in those scenes. That's what kind of got me worried for this the series as a whole for a second, dude. Because I don't. And was I the only
Mhm.
one that noticed that he was just like, "Thanks, Steve. Hi, Peggy. Oh, geez, you almost took my arm off." And I'm like, "That's his voice. That's Sebastian Stan." I just it's really rough what he's doing right now. It got me worried for the series as a whole. Uh, episode 2, though, that got everything right in my book. Episode 2, if can we move on to that one? Sorry for time references.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, dude, it just made the first episode look kind of not so great.
Oh,
I think
episode.
they
I
did a
teared
great
up.
job with episode 2.
I teared up. I'll be honest with you
You
guys.
teared up?
I wasn't gonna watch it because I don't know if you guys know this or not. I'm actually a really big Black Panther like fan. T'Challa was one of my favorite. That was one of the most beautiful stories I've seen in the MCU. His passing was just bad, and I heard that this was amazing. Like I put off until a couple days ago to watch it, and then I watched it. I was afraid it was going to be the same situation where I'm like, oh, the pacing's going to be slow. It's going to be weird. It's going to be such a weird thing that this is his last performance. And then watching this, you can tell he put work into it. Like he put work into his portrayal of this version of T'Challa, and it was beautiful. Watching that, I was like, it was awesome because you're just like they got everyone from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie to reprise their roles. They all did it out of respect. Like they most
Except Dave Bautista.
Dave Batista, I thought he was in it too. No, he was not.
No, that's not him doing the voice of Drax, which I thought it was. Just like you guys were saying with the cadences, like these voice actors that they got to replace the actual actors just nailed their roles. It sounds just like Dave Bautista. And then I purposely paused the credits to see who did what, and it's not him, which makes sense because I mean he's kind of not really on the outs, but like he's on his way out of the MCU. I think.
Yeah, he is. He's very much he's very open about it, where he just wants the last Guardians to be his last movie. That sucks though. But all in all, they got Josh Brolin, but they couldn't get Dave Bautista. Like what the what the hell?
Probably by choice, if I were to guess. Yeah, who knows?
But hold on, this is my
Josh Brolin seems like a really cool dude. Like
He
Josh
does.
Brolin seems like he's just like, fuck it, I'll do it.
He's like, I'll
Fuck
be.
it. I'm only fishing today. I just fish
Yeah,
tomorrow
that's
instead.
no country for old men right there, dog. Like relax.
I'm only doing
That's
this.
young K from Men in Black.
Oh
Like chill,
man,
chill.
you got some city miles on you. I don't know. At watching the episode, I think this episode blew the first one out of the water, and it was just amazing. I don't want to ruin. I don't want to take points from you guys away from your review of it, but I think if you told me this was going to be made into live action, you know, I would have been all for it. Like if you told me this was going to be some sort of live action short, I would have been all for it. Like because it was so wonderfully done. You felt how much like it was really cool watching it, and yeah, I got pretty sad. Like I got sad watching it at a point because I'm like, it's beautiful, but this is probably one of the last. They have more of him finishing up for the rest of the show, whatever he had to do. But
Yeah.
it kind of sucks because I watched this and I'm like, it's a good way to go off, man. It's a good send off for you, man. But
Yeah.
that's
I think they even have someone else stepping in to do the voiceover of T'Challa later in the later episodes.
no, it makes sense.
They made some sort of announcement a couple months ago about who's doing the voice acting for T'Challa.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Maybe I would have been emotional if I would have known that it was Chadwick Boseman. I figured it was just another guy. And the whole time I'm like, damn, this guy sounds just like Chadwick Boseman. He's doing great.
It's him.
But yeah, who knows? DJ, what did you think about episode 2?
A Ravager never flies solo. I said
I was literally
a
just about to
Ravager-
request that you do your T'Challa voice.
I said a Ravager never flies solo.
Favorite part.
I love it,
Dude.
No, I loved it. Like Victor, I got real emotional because I was like, fucking Chadwick Boseman, dude.
Yeah.
And you know, besides that, I mean, it was a beautiful sentiment of like it kept the perfect essence of the Guardians and the perfect essence of Black Panther, where no matter where this guy is, and Yandu said it best, you know, on any planet and like any system, you know, you're you. You know, you're a hero. You'll belong wherever you are standing, which was very cool. You know, it was a real testament to the character and you know, that sense of family, and it kind of makes you think like Jesus, like everything T'Challa did in those past 20 years, it was like, well, fuck, like he got a lot done. And it was kind of cool to see how like how powerful that character is without lifting his hands. You know, like he stopped the Mad Titan, you know, and
just conversation.
changed the Ravagers to like a humanitarian organization and made 2 families in a lifetime, which is more than like what a lot of people can say. But it also felt like, on a lighter note, it also felt like rest in peace Chadwick Boseman. This also felt like a heist. Like the later half of it felt like a heist movie. I also like how they explored how different certain characters will sound and act like in these characters. Like Josh Brolin plays a perfect laid back Thanos. Karen Gillian plays an amazing, you know, when she's not snarling at her teeth in the live action, she plays an amazing smooth Nebula, which
Cha-cha.
what the fuck, was not expecting that. Like, yeah, like it's very cool, man. And but like I said, the later half felt like a heist movie, and you guys know me. I love heist movies. The Oceans Trilogy, both the original and the remake with.
Oh my god, dude! Don't even get me started on the ocean stuff.
You don't like Oceans?
No, okay. So a lot of people that know me personally know that I lived out west in Los Angeles for a while. When I first moved out there, bro, I had a roommate who he was like he wrote like jingles for commercials. Sorry, this is so sidetracked, but I can't hear
Yeah.
Ocean's 11 without thinking of this dude now.
I gotta hear it.
This guy would sit at his computer and play League of Legends, I think. League of Legends or World of Warcraft, one of the two. And in the background, he would have Ocean's 11 just on repeat for hours and hours and hours. I've seen Ocean's 11 over 50 times because of this guy.
Not by choice.
It's just played in our living room, not by choice. Absolutely not. No. Honestly, like I've had enough George Clooney in my life for one lifetime.
Ooh.
Anyways, sorry. You triggered a soft spot apparently.
Damn. Ocean's what? I don't even.
Ocean's 12, sure, let's do it.
I don't even like those movies. Okay, so moving past my co-host fear of heist movies, Vic, hit me with the real, man.
Oh, hey, no,
Hit us,
Mr.
hit us,
Vince,
hit us,
did
hit us.
you go over what you wanted to?
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, episode 2, it was pretty good. Yeah, that's it.
So
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll make it short and sweet. I mean, I'll try to at least. So, kind of what I was saying before, it's cool to see the different variations of the characters that we already know.
Mhm.
So it was cool to see good guy Thanos,
That's weird.
him kind of be like, it was almost like he was a drug addict, like a recovering drug addict, He was like all nice and shit. Yeah. Definitely cool. I think Josh Brolin, agreeing with DJ, he's definitely he's great as a villain, but he's even better as like that typical just laid back dude. Nebula, really cool to see her. I didn't even recognize her at first till they said, "Hey, I'm Nebula." It was cool to see her without all the modifications that Thanos does to her. Yeah, and that's how they introduce her in the episode. If you guys haven't seen it, you got to watch it because that's the best part. She walks into a bar and she says, "Hey, I'm Nebula," and then she's not in the thing for the rest of the episode. What I like the most out of the episode was the whole collector's palace or whatever they go to. What's the name of the planet? Nowhere. Yeah, his museum. There you go.
In the middle of nowhere. Sorry.
Yeah, it was cool to just see all the colors and visuals in that. Howard the Duck, fucking
Seth Green.
loved his cameo.
Bro, Seth Green came back.
Seth Green came back to reprise his role for 2 minutes. Gotta love that guy and his dedication.
Chris Griffin. Yes.
Chris Griffin.
Yeah, Chris Griffin, aka Howard the Duck. Yeah, episode 2 was probably my favorite. I thought it was just really well laid out, gave us a ton of different variations on characters that we love and know, and really just took a story that we're somewhat familiar with and flipped it on its head and really pulled like a what if. Whereas the first episode was kind of like, yeah, what if, and then some extra stuff that we've really never seen before. So yeah, episode 2, a banger.
I want to bring up my favorite part. My favorite character in that was Korath the Pursuer. The dude that in the first Guardians movie, when he's just like, "You might know me by another name, Star-Lord." He's like, "Who?" In that one, dude, they gave him so much personality in like one 30-minute episode than they did in 2 fucking MCU movies, which was awesome. Like just watching him be like, "Oh my god, it's Star-Lord. Guys, put your guns down. Should we be kneeling? I feel like this is a bowing, kneeling moment." And they're like, no, we don't do that here. And I was like,
yeah, he was great.
Bro,
We don't do that here.
Bro, and then watching it be like at the end of the episode where every time someone asks him about it, he's like, "I mean, if you really got to put a label on it, we're like best friends." And I'm just like, bro, this dude, why didn't they have this version in the MCU? They would have this dude would be like in the main pantheon now. But yeah, we all agree it was an amazing episode. It's the top tier episode right now, but that's not saying the next episode that we're going to be talking about isn't good. Because the next episode I think was actually really, really, really well done, which is what if we lost the Avengers and this one follows a very dark tone with it. Um, I'll I will say I did like it. I did like that most of the cast minus RDJ and Scarlet came back for it. And I did like how I couldn't figure out anything honestly until the very end, until I heard the last bit of it. But I just want to get your thoughts on it. I last started with DJ, so I want to start with Vince on this one for the last go around. Vince, what were your thoughts on the last episode?
Yeah, the last or the third episode, I liked it a lot. It was really cool um, to kind of switch the roles up as far as like the Avengers tier goes. Because for me, at least, it's like Iron Man number one. You got Thor and Bruce Banner as his number two, and then Natasha and Clint for the kind of like third background roles. Once again, they flip it on its head. They give Natasha the lead. Iron Man gets killed off right away. Thor gets taken out one by one. The Avengers get taken out. I like this story because it starts off with kind of a mystery, where obviously Natasha's not killing them. Clint didn't slip and accidentally shoot Thor. Something else is going on. The twist at the end I didn't see. I didn't see Hank Pym. I didn't see him being the bad guy for the episode. Thought it was cool getting more Nick Fury. It's a little thrown off when he started doing some kung fu in the graveyard, but it's not actually him. Spoilers. Yeah, pretty cool episode. I'll keep it short and sweet. Not the best one. I think episode 2 is the best one so far. But still, once again, cool variation of the story. I think that from this episode, though, we're going to get some sort of continuation. I think that we're going to get a different set of Avengers in either episode 4 or 5 or whatever. And it's making me believe maybe that they all connect somehow. So I don't know. We'll go back to it because I know you want to talk about some other theories later. But yeah, episode 3, pretty good.
Mr. DJ.
Yeah, same. Just I agree with literally everything you guys just said. I thought it was cool that we couldn't expect the ending. I think it's always great when there's no predictable ending, and Hank Pym coming out of nowhere and being a fucking psycho is yeah, it's not a psycho. He just lost his daughter. So, but that was it's just fun. I'm like, I think that's the whole point of what if somebody had a really good, what if a bad character had a really good day and made one decision that would change everything. And then it's like, what if a really good person like had a really bad day and did something that set off a chain of events? Like it's fun to think of that. And I also think, to Victor's point, that I think it's going to come together. I think they're going to take certain aspects from certain episodes. I think there's going to be some type of continuation, because don't forget, we did have that whole Avengers type style turnaround in the trailer. So we'll see that at some point, I think. And hopefully it's the continuation of Star-Lord from episode 2, back on Earth and fighting whatever cosmic entity is trying to fuck up Earth for whatever reason. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I also agree that number 2 was the best. Number 3 is pretty solid as a number 2, and number 1 is at the bottom of the list so far. So we'll see.
I have the one thing that I did enjoy for those of us that are initiated with the Marvel Avenger like pantheon of comics, watching Hank Pym. So in the comics, when because Hope his daughter. I think Hope was actually Hank Pym, when he lost Hope in the comics, went insane and he became the Yellow Jacket. Hank Pym is actually one of those heroes that he's like notoriously known for having, like, whenever he's going through moods, he will switch his personality. So he became the Goliath. He became giant something, and then he became Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket was the darkest persona he had. So watching him
Man.
giant something. But when he became Yellow Jacket, that's when he was the most ruthless he was. So it was really, really cool. Oh yeah, fuck. He it was cool seeing that. It was very neat seeing that they portrayed it where it's like when he became Yellow Jacket, yeah, he was the ruthless killer. He was a ruthless killer, and I thought that was cool. Tom Hiddleston knock it out of the park always, which was that man can do no wrong right now in the MCU. That man can just sing a ditty and he's gonna make an album next, like a rap album, and we're all gonna buy it and we're gonna be like, this is brilliant, holy shit, him as Loki rapping. But yeah, so going back to just two questions I had originally. One of them, I'll start it off just saying, what are you excited for coming up in What If? There's a bunch of stuff that's been leaked. I know some stuff just because I do work at a store that we get stuff that I'm not sure I can talk about, but I want to know what you guys are excited for. So, Vince, what episode or potential episode are you excited for the future of
Okay.
What If?
Yeah. So, on the cover for What If, there's like Captain Carter and all sorts of different characters kind of in this big circle. In the top left corner, there's a picture of Spider-Man. He's got this cape on, right? A lot of people are speculating that it's going to be Spider-Man, like Sorcerer Spider-Man or something. Like he's wearing his he took the cape from Doctor Strange and now he's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the case. I think that they're going to tell the story of the 1980s comic book, and it is titled What If Spider-Man Had Never Become a Crime Fighter? I think that's the story we're getting. It has nothing to do with Doctor Strange. I think, and DJ confirmed this in the green room before we were recording, he's not wearing the cloak of levitation. It's just part of his costume at this point. To better understand that, you guys can kind of think back to the Tobey Maguire movies and when he was wrestling Macho Man Randy Savage, Bonesaw, right? You got 5 minutes. Basically, in this variation, Spider-Man becomes a professional wrestler, and he's a very famous professional wrestler. He ends up doing a bunch of movies, and he actually becomes the host of the Tonight Show, which is kind of odd. There's a couple things that happen in between, but basically Jay Jonah becomes extremely not really jealous, but he hates Spider-Man. He does not like Spider-Man. So he assembles the Sinister Six and he goes after Spider-Man, who's teamed up with Daredevil, right? This leads to Daredevil dying. Spider-Man's got the guilt of Daredevil dying on his hands. So basically I'm pretty convinced at this point that we're getting this comic book imagined into a animated episode, and it has nothing to do with Doctor Strange. That's the episode I'm looking forward to, just to see if, one, I'm right, and two, I'm just interested to see what Spider-Man's even doing.
No, I like it. I didn't do that. What the hell? I didn't think any of that. I got to look back at the fucking trailer now because that would be a kind of cool thing. I'm curious to see if he's Spider-Man hosting the Tonight Show, like in full costume, or if it's like, hey, it's Peter Parker hosting it. That's really cool. That's a really cool thing. Mr. DJ, what are you looking forward to? What's an
Marvel
episode?
Zombies.
Motherfucker.
I fucking knew it, dude. I knew Victor was gonna just sitting here, probably pick the whole topic of What If just so we can talk about Marvel Zombies. And DJ just
It's so
snuck in
good.
and stole it.
I literally, I'm not looking forward. I literally only said that because he's got a whole ass like back row committed to Marvel Zombies. That would be a really cool episode, but I'm more looking towards like the Pan Ultimate episode, like the finale because I feel like the final episode is going to bring so many of the other episodes together. So I feel like that'll tie it up into one big, nice knot. But I also want to see which, like, who's going to be voicing Spider-Man because that'll be a dead giveaway. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Are we gonna get? Is it Toby? Is it? Are they gonna get Tom? Are they gonna get Josh Keaton, who does like the voice of
the original Spider-Man.
Spidey in like all of the video games? So we'll see. Man, short and sweet.
Why is Daredevil in What If and also in, or I mean, I don't know if he's confirmed to be in What If, but why is Daredevil in Far From Home or No Way Home, and then possibly in
Lawyer.
What If? Do they tie in together?
Yeah, he's confirmed.
There's a still shot. Yeah, there's like a still shot of a guy in like just like a suit and tie and stuff like that because it changes from like, and it could just be a detective questioning Peter, but they also think that like the interrogation scene is going to show, you know, Matt Murdock stepping up to be the lawyer of Peter Parker, or you know, we'll see. I'm just kind of glad that Charlie Cox is doing Daredevil again because he's by far another one of those classic gold mine actor to portray,
Absolutely,
you know, the character. He is Daredevil,
dude. If they,
you know, and then that's
if
so
they
cool.
have Charlie Cox
you think
doing the
that he's
voice
back.
of Daredevil, I think that's just another layer of
I'll cry.
confirmation for me, at least, that the two are related.
I'll be like, you son of a bitch.
I'm excited for that.
Fucking Kevin Feige.
I hope they make, because what is it? Charlie Cox is in good shape still, right? Like I remember he was pretty athletic when he did Daredevil, right?
He's British, so yeah, he's probably still. British people only go one way or the other. They're either really in shape or they're not at all. Like there's no in between for them. There's no regular looking British people.
I'll give you that.
I hate them. I hate them so much.
Holy crap!
They're either ridiculously fit or just really fat. I hate that.
That's
Sorry, I'm gonna mute myself.
No, it's fine. He's swearing a lot about British people right now. Thank God it's muted.
I think he's drinking tea now.
You guys have to watch YouTube. Yeah, you got to watch
DJ's
YouTube
tweaking
for
out.
this. While he's going on his tweak out rant, I'll tell you what I'm excited for. Not Marvel Zombies. I'm actually I'm hoping it's going to be a good episode. It looks pretty cool, the fight that I saw from it. But I'm actually really excited for the What If Party Thor.
Party Thor.
Ooh, that seems cool.
Yeah. Yep, there's a What If Party Thor. So it's going to be that Thor. From what I'm seeing at my work, it's kind of known already. We have a bunch of merch for it. I don't know if anyone's come in, nor if I'm hopefully not going to get in trouble for talking about this. But there's a bunch of Thor.
Oh, hold on. If you have to ask yourself that question, don't say it.
All right, fine. But
if you're not 100% sure, do not say it.
But that is what I'm looking forward to, is the What If Party Thor. Because in that one, I believe it's rumored that we have the Funkos, so this is why I'm saying it. I can say this. It's the What If Gamora is going to be in the Gamora as Thanos. Because there's shots of Gamora with Thanos' armor, and I'm curious to see how they're going to do that. I'm very curious. I'm just so excited for that. I'm so excited to see all these just crazy stories, and that's one of the ones I'm super hyped for. I know there's only one way that the Marvel Zombies is going to go, which is going to be super dark, the whole thing. But I'm excited to see what that one goes for, because I feel like it's going to be a little lighter. What's up, Kat?
Sorry.
$10 says that they end the Marvel episode with them going into another universe.
Yeah, I just have a weird feeling.
What if that's how
it's all tied in somehow?
Like in the Fantastic Four, like in the Ultimates, when they lead into when they get Reed Richards to open up the portal to the zombie.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
and then they sleep through.
Yeah,
That would
that's
be
how
so cool if
I
that
got an
episode
idea.
ended
Wait,
like
no.
I
that.
have an idea too now. Oh my god,
No, I'm saying
we're about to
Guys,
snowball.
no, guys, don't do this. No, don't do this, please. I'm so tired.
Wait, let me just say
I want to
something.
hear these
Jake
theories,
Johnson's
but
the
like
voice of
also
Spider-Man. There's your answer.
Let me do let me do something, and I
fine.
will
Go.
I
That'd be
will say
nuts.
this kind of oh man. So we're talking theories. One of my theories now is because Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan's been rumored to be on the set of the new Black Panther movie, and he is going to be in the What If series. And there already is that panorama shot where you see T'Challa on one side, and then you see another version of Black Panther.
Of Black Panther.
Yeah. What if this is how they're going to introduce, like, the portal opens and Michael B. Jordan goes through it, and then it cuts to like a live action still of him just standing in Wakanda being like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's a
And
little,
that's how they bring
little
back
wild.
But yeah, that would be really cool. A little far fetched, but I like it.
It's a little.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, but
Why
I
not?
mean, dude, Marvel's in the golden days. Yeah, there you go.
But
What
don't
about
get
you,
crazy.
Mr. Vince? What's your theory right now?
I just,
One theory, and then we all
yeah,
vote.
I just think it's kind of all tied in somehow. I think the fact that the rumor of, or not even the rumor, the fact that the announcement of Professor X being in Doctor Strange 2 came with Wanda has issues with both Professor X and Captain Carter. Why even throw Captain Carter in there? Was it just a tidbit of this is part of a comic book that I know, so I'm gonna just add it in, or does it have more meat and potatoes to it? Is it actually Captain Carter being associated into Doctor Strange 2? Like, I don't know. It to me, it's like, why even mention her name in the first place? So
Yeah.
something is making me believe that it's somehow tied into each other. What if is somehow on a spectrum from 1 to 100%, it's somehow tied into the actual MCU movies that we've been watching. But who knows, man?
I like it. We could only ponder.
What if we're all
Mr.
correct?
DJ, you got anything? What if we're all right? Jesus.
What if we never started this podcast?
I'd be bored, bro. I would have to
Yeah.
find another creative outlet. You know?
I would I'd be trying to kill the Avengers, I think. Wait, we're not talking
I'd
about
be
Probably
sleeping right
sleeping.
now.
Wait, what?
I'd be sleeping. I guess on that note, Mr. DJ is calling it quits, which is fine. Thank you both so much for like joining in and watching this, and I'm happy that you both liked it as much as I did. I'm happy that we all we were all blown away by episode 2. I was afraid I was going to be the only one that was so hyped about it, but it was so nice watching you guys and hearing the theories, and almost we held back our cocaine filled fucking theory run that we're all about to go into. We're just like, bro, and then just you see Vince roll out a chalkboard with all these dots connecting together. He's like,
Yep.
I have a theory for you.
Yep. Well, hey, I
Thank
mean,
you
there's a
guys so
time and a
much.
place for it, right? So, boys and girls, once again,
Yeah.
thanks for watching. Next week is my week, baby. And you know what I love doing? I love throwing monkey wrenches and shit. So I'm not bringing up another trivia night. Don't worry. I'm not wearing any fake mustaches. I'm not getting goofy. But I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Typically, we pick like one TV show or movie or game or something to talk about. What I want to do is I want to lay all the rumors to rest and all the confirmations I want to talk about, even for my sake. So I know what to expect. So next week, we're going to take everybody that's in the Fox universe getting pulled into the MCU. We're going to confirm all the news. We're going to talk about all the rumors, and we're going to talk about what we want to see, who we want to see, and we're going to have a little fun with it as well. So we'll see you next week. I'm going to say goodbye right now so my audio doesn't get cut off, but I'm Space Case. Thanks for watching issue 39, 38. I don't know what issue this is anymore, but y'all have a good night, good weekend, good morning. We'll see you later. Boys,
Stay classy, San Diego.
you're going to
Peace.
say goodbye or just wave? What about our Spotify viewers?
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, Spotify people.
Bye, Spotify.